Hey up YouTube, how you doing? Apologies you can't see right much because it's night time, but it's a grudge match this week between me and Withernsea. You're on ambient mic at the moment, and I think I might need to check one of the rods because it's rattling not in sequence with the tide noise. So I'll roll the credits and I'll see you after. Well, it's not moved again, but we'll have a look because we might be crabbed out. Are you recording this time? Right, so I brought in the red rod. I don't know if you heard me say before I went down and brought it in. But I brought in the red rod and it's completely straight. The bottom hook's completely straight. I was aware that crabs were out there tonight. So we're just going to have to battle through them. We'll bait up some fresh draggies. I'm going to start the video is going to be stop and starting unless there's a fish brought in, just because I forgot to charge my microphones and they're currently on charge behind you. Get this reshot and I'll get the other one brought in. If there's anything on it, I'll turn you back on, but if not, I'll see you either when there's a fish or when my other stuff's, I'll see you either when there's a fish or when my other stuff's charged. I'll see you in a bit. God, I really did fluff the cast on the red rod. It's way off to the right. Okay, so, yeah, things have charged up now, so we'll have a bit of a chat. Oh, it says, just as Jimmy's ringing him. I do. Moment, I think all the crabs that were down at you have headed up this way. Oh, have I got a slack line? No. Right. Sorry about that, guys. Got a phone call just as I was speaking to you then. So yeah, we've come back to Withernsea North End. Sort of a bit of a grudge match, but also, I mean, I've got a sort of healthy black book of marks for the Grimsby Cleethorpes Links coast. What I don't have is a good selection of marks for high and low tide on the Holderness coast. And knowing that Withernsea fishes quite well on a 5 metre-ish tide, which is, I think we've got tonight either somewhere between a 5.5 and a 5.9, we decided to come back here. Now, once again, the report out of here was really good this morning. A 40, I think somebody said to me, I think Jimmy said to me on the phone that it meant to be a 43-pound taupe caught from the beach. I don't know whether it was 43 pound, but it certainly could have been. I've seen the pictures, it was definitely there. And 7 or 8 bass and a cod, all from one fella this morning. So they are, or they were, out there. Hopefully they're still there. The biggest problem we've got at the moment is crabs. We're just getting crabbed off. Weirdly, the crabs don't seem to be bothering with squid bait, but the worms, the prawns, anything else we send out is just getting absolutely mullered. High tide is at around about 20 past 2, I believe, in the morning. So we will be fishing till around about 4-ish. We'll see how it goes, see how peed off we get if we're blanking. So Jimmy says he's had a couple of bites and he's about 300 yards. He's in between the groins down on the bottom end there. We have come back a little bit further. So as you come down the stairs at the end of, I think it's called Seathorne Road or Seahope Road or something. As you come down, it goes straight down the stairs, and we've come left of the last groin by about 200 yards. And he's about 2 groins down in the middle of the groins. Like I say, he says he's on camera, so it'd be worth going and checking out his channel and his video. He lost something about 10 metres off. He's hopefully got it on camera, so fingers crossed he did. Where are we? What are we on? So yeah, no setup time lapse because it was dark and I had to put stuff on charge. So I'm gonna give it about another half hour and I'm gonna have some supper. Brought myself a pot noodle. Well, the missus very kindly picked me up a pot noodle from the shop, so I'm gonna have that in a bit. With me funky jet boil. It's an awesome piece of kit, that. I'm going to drop, I just sent this, the Penn Tidal, the blue rod. I've just resent it with a little 4-ounce Namix lead on it, with really long tails on it, really long tails, fins, spikes on it. And it's doing really good job of holding bottom. So I'm going to bring this one in and change it to the same kind of lead because I'm really struggling with this one. And I hate casting this one with a heavy lead. And I bet I bring Marcus in again, even though he's just recast. Oh. Because breakfast's on me because I brought Marcus in. Well, it's heavy, so I might have him. We'll find out. Turn my headlight on, see what I'm doing then. Well, it's heavy. Don't feel like there's anything on it though. Well, there might be. Might be a flatty on this, or a crab. or a ball of weed, I don't know. No, that's Marcus's rig. I've got you again. I think. Yeah, you can bollocks. No, I think you got me.
Huh?
I think you got me there.
Yeah, looks like it.
But just do it like you're winding your line on. Right. Put your thumb on it, put your finger on it and wind. It's your 2-hook clip down, whichever one that is. I'm going to change this lead because it's not holding bottom at all.
Mine isn't either.
And I'll walk further off to one side. But I did fluff that cast in your defence. I think that's the second time I brought Marcus in tonight. Second time out of like 3 casts. You want what? Well, I've just put a 4 ounce, what they call a 4 ounce Namix on. The one that I've just reeled in, mate, you need to bring it in because it's sat on the beach.
Oh, right. I can't remember which one it is. I changed them over. When I cast them off,
Well, it'd be the one that's furthest to the left. Yeah, this little small 4 ounce Namix. Oh, if it'll be showing up. I don't know if you guys will be able to see it. But I've just sent it out on the pen. Just sent one out on the pen, so I'm just going to try it on this one as well and see if I can get it to hold. It's holding better than a 6 ounce breakaway. It's a Namix mould I've actually been after as well. I'll drop you in there. Put some fresh raggies on you. Might put some, I was going to say might put some squid flags on it, but the squid's just not getting touched yet. So we'll try one of these. Plus I can cast that a bit better, it's not as heavy. The Fury's a great rod, but I do find it struggles with heavy weight, or I struggle to cast it with heavy weight. I think is a more accurate way of putting it. You can tell these are wild dug rag, not farmed. They go absolutely ballistic when you stick them. Strip this top, clean this top hook off a little bit. Yeah, top hook's not really getting touched, so which leads me to believe that the only thing eating these ragworm is crab. This top hook, I've got some 6mm. No, these are 8mm flotation beads on 2 of them, so that could be just lifting it out of the way of the crabs. I'm hoping for a bass on this top hook, but it's still early. We're just about to come to sort of the start of the witching hour, which is why I'm going to eat before the witching hour arrives, as it were. Let's stay on. And we will have a time lapse, and you can watch the red and blue dots dance around. Sorry about that, bud. It happens. Oh, am I going to have to put these microphones back on charge? I might have to put these microphones back on charge. Might not be able to have a time lapse yet. Yeah, that cast felt so much better. Not as much slack line in the air. So we'll just see if it holds any better. Seems to be. So yeah, no fish on the beach yet. So far, Withernsea is still winning in the grudge match, which really annoys me. But it is what it is, can't do anything about it. Hopefully, as the night moves on, the fish will come up the beach a bit, or we'll stop getting crabbed off. I'm just going to prep up another bait. I'm rotating two different hair rigs. I've got one on a pulley, all with the same hooks on. So one's got they've both got 3/0 Sakuma circles on. But I'm going to send, if I can find them in here, I'm going to send a prawn. Give prawns a chance. Not tried one yet tonight. Marcus just had on his leader knot a thornback ray carcass. It's always fun trying to sort that out. That's a bit of a tough job. Now then, trying to attach one of these bad boys. I kind of want to keep the head meat. Head meat. So let's go in there, out there, bring the hair down the back as best we can, and plenty of knicker elastic. And Jimmy's in his element. He loves. Hi. Jimmy loves it when there's a bit of sea on. He sees it as a good omen. I don't know. Right, blue rod, that's coming in. Is it? Yeah, it is. Nothing on it. At least it's not Max's rig again, eh? Oh, this squid actually looks like it's been munched a little bit at first glance. Let's have a look, see, come here. Nah, not touched. It's weird. Some bait's getting stripped, some bait's getting completely left alone. But I'm determined for this hair rig to work for me because I think it'll make an excellent winter rig. Especially sort of when you're at home, and as regular viewers will know, when I make my bombs up and me wraps and things, with the cheap braid you make the wraps out of, not the wraps, with the cheap braid that you make the hairs out of, you can afford to put the hairs in the wraps ready so that you just hook a hair on and away you go. I suppose it's all the same as some fishermen do, which is to make a load of hook lengths up and tie them inside baits and have them ready to go. I never have enough hooks lying around, you know what I mean? Oh, this feels heavy. Whole prawn on it. Might have fluffed that cast a little bit. Was that red line gone slack? You're supposed to be watching that for me and letting me know. No, it's just tide noise, isn't it? Right, so that's double rag and a whole prawn out. See if anything comes of that. Guys, I'll speak to you in a bit. Let's have the first time lapse, eh? On second thoughts, no, I am going to have to charge this microphone a bit more. I'll turn it off and I'll speak to you in a bit. Bye for now. Guys, oh, let's turn light on. Not that it actually makes a great deal of difference with the lights on the rod tips now. Situation report. Sweet F-alls happened. Apart from we've thrown good bait out and the fish just don't want it. The crabs want it, the fish don't. I'm pretty sure on the prawn that I just sent out, I'm pretty sure that something was playing with it, but that something wasn't big enough to take it. But it's the way it goes, isn't it? Sometimes. It honestly is the way it goes sometimes. I'm still persevering with the ragworm on the red rod, the one on the left. And I'm actually now trying to shoot that a bit shorter to in the waves. It seems to hold actually, which is weird. And the waves, it seems to be we get sort of 5-10 minutes of small rollers, and then we'll have 3 or 4 minutes of really big crashing waves. I've not heard anything from Jimmy yet, so assumedly it either means he's far too busy to message me, or nothing's happened for him either. I'm starting to think that all these catch reports coming out of Withernsea are complete fallacy and nobody actually ever catches any fish here, because I've not seen, aside from when we came that first day and there was a fella that was just a tourist fishing, we've not seen anybody else fish here in two nights where the conditions are supposedly right for fishing here. We've not seen anybody else fish here, so you know, I'm starting to think that the fish don't actually come here. At least not when I've been here. The choice I had 3 choices for tonight: Bonkers Bank down on Cleethorpes, here, and Brid Wall. Now, Brid Wall was a 4.2 metre tide. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below, I felt that wasn't a tall enough tide, or high enough tide. I bet now down in the comments that everybody's going to be like, it's plenty big enough, and I'm going to kick myself for it because the mackerel have been in as well. So we could have fished through the night with the beach casters, and then I could have thrown out some lures, a bit of tinsel when the sun came up, in the hope of a mackerel or 2. I don't want to know if we could have fished there, to be honest. Well, I do, but I don't. It was here or it was down at Bonkers Bank. Once again, Bonkers Bank, it's a 6 metre tide. Fishable, but not ideal. But if it's as rough down there as it is here, it's probably fishing quite well for bass. If it's flat calm on a 6 metre tide or with this wind direction, it'll fish quite well for smoothies. So yeah, a little bit disappointed once again in my choice of marks. This was a bit of a grudge match, but the catch reports coming out of what they call Holderness Coast middle beaches, Withernsea being slight slap bang in the middle, the catch reports have been decent. They just see me coming, I guess. Must be a big yellow triangle on my back. I even wore all black to try and out ninja them. Didn't work. I made myself look nice, had a shaved my head. Still not interested. I don't know what else I can do, but we'll keep persevering. We're about an hour off high tide. The tide tends to stick around for quite some time here, because it's quite a deep beach, so we should get a couple of hours on the ebb as well. This is not the type of content I wanted to come back to after a house move. I really am sorry, but if I'm not in the right place at the right time, there's absolutely nothing I can do about it, is there? Absolutely nothing I can do about it. Next week, it should be some largish tides. I'm hoping to either go to Bonkers Bank. The week after that is my birthday week, so and the youngest's birthday week. So I'll be at home for the start of the week, and then the back end of the week I may be going up to Blythe to fish for mackerel again. This time be a bit more prepared and hopefully have me and another driver to share the driving so that we can fish through the night and bring some fresh fish straight home. That's the hope. That's the hope. Catch them, gut them, bring them straight home. That's the plan. Which means I need to get a new gutting knife. Anyway, that's a story for another time. That's if everything goes to plan, which it rarely does in my life. I'm going to go have a word with Marcus now, because Marcus is interested in coming with me, but he doesn't have a mackerel-in setup. If any of you are selling a cheap mackerel-in setup on the way up to Blythe, or if any of you in Blythe have got one you can borrow for a day, because I know there are a few of you hoping that I do come up there to fish together. I do like fishing with you guys, You know, if you are a subscriber and you'd like to show me a mark, or you want to meet up with me, do message me. I always do try and do it. I can't always. Sometimes, you know, timetables just clash, especially with me sort of being largely a weekend fisherman. Oh yeah, not a great deal going on, guys. I'm gonna do a time lapse now. Don't know what's going on with the microphones. They ain't really charging that well. Hopefully the batteries will hold out. If not, I'll just have to go onto ambient microphone. It's not a great deal I can do. Not a great deal I can do. They don't charge that well off my battery pack for some reason. So yeah, we'll have a time lapse with some chill out music. So I'll speak to you in a little bit. Hopefully we can put a bloody fish on this beach, because I haven't put a fish on this beach yet, and it infuriates me. But we all have dry spells. We keep on keeping on. It's called fishing, not catching, all that, you know, that kind of thing that we tell ourselves. I'll speak to you in a bit. Like, share, subscribe, please do. It helps me out, even though, you know, this ain't great content. Haha. Well, I've no idea how long that time lapse was. None whatsoever. But, you know, I didn't see any point in bringing you back just to hear me listen, just to listen to me whine about no fish. Because that's all I'm going to do. We're seeing nothing. Baits not touched apart from a bit of crab damage. We've tried bluey, we've tried squid, we've tried mussel, we've tried prawn, we've tried ragworm, and combinations and different combinations thereof, different rigs. I've fallen back to my 2 hair rigs and a 2-hook clip down. It's just nothing getting touched by fish, it seems, at all. The closest thing we've had to a fish so far tonight is Marcus pulling in the carcass of a thornback right. Which is probably the fish he lost last week that had been munched on by a seal. Yeah, I'm starting to think there's no fish at Withernsea. I really am. I'm getting really disheartened with this mark, I really am. Because it's a lovely mark, lovely get down, lovely beach, nice and quiet, lovely tackle shop just up the road. But so far I've not seen a fish come out on here. I think Jimmy's packed up and gone home. I don't know whether he got sick of being crabbed off. Oh, has he gone home? Hang on. Let's have a look. Yeah, he had crabs stripping his hook bare every cast, so he's gone home. We're still here. I think Marcus is determined for us to fish until sunup, which I would quite enjoy filming a sunup, I suppose. It'd be something for you guys to look at in the video. But yeah, at the moment, it's looking like another #blank squad. It's just nothing. But hopefully next week with bigger tides, I'm going to go back to, I think, familiar stomping ground. I think we're going to go back to Bonkers Bank next week and maybe try for a smoothie if the conditions are right. We'll see what the weather forecast is like, and if the conditions are right, I'll take crab. If not, I'll take squid and fish for bass. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know, because if the Holderness lads are doing a meet up, I'll meet up with the Holderness lads. Because where are we? We're on 2 AM tides now. They're advanced by about 6 hours over the week. So yeah, I mean, it's going to be 6, 7, 8 o'clock tides next weekend. So I might check out Hillston. I know that's been fishing well, but the get down apparently is not precarious, but it's not the best. And in that sort of, when you get that sort of description, I like to check it out during the daytime. The tide is probably going to be too big for Easington. Dimlington, it's a nice mark, but Jesus, that get down is lethal. I mean, if you were to slip on that get down, you wouldn't stop. You wouldn't stop until you hit the bottom. The only thing putting me off going back to Bonkers is the walk, because it's a hellish walk. And when we stayed there, when we did the through session before I moved, I got my Google report back for that day for my mileages walked and me hours driven and all that kind of thing. And it turns out I'd walked 19 miles trying to get on and off that beach on the morning. Just because we were that tired, we couldn't stick staying right the way through until low water. So in an effort to try and get off the beach sooner, I think I spent so much time walking that by the time I'd done, it was low water. So, yeah. Yeah, I love that beach. I love that beach. I love that location. But I tell you what, carting all the gear down there, I think if I'm going to do it, if the conditions are right, I think it might just be one rod and a sand spike and my box and my camera gear. Because it kills me for the following day. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but I am awaiting tests and scans and things, so I'm not a well person. Let's put it that way. Leave it there for now. But yeah, there's just nothing going on. Marcus's bait's not touched, my bait's not touched. Jimmy's gone home because he was getting crabbed off. I don't know whether this is the right or wrong thing to say, but when you're fishing between the groins, I tend to find that you will get crabbed off because the water's stiller. Yes?
Do you want to interrupt?
No, you can interrupt. I'll just
Bait
cut round it. Yeah, take it. Why have you lost yours?
No, I mean your pallet knife thing. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah. So yeah, I think Marcus reckons that we're only about 45 minutes to an hour away from sunup. There's still plenty of water, so we'll keep fishing. I'm not that tired yet. Breakfast is on me because we had a bet at the top of the session. The first one to cast over the other person and bring that person's rig in buys breakfast. I've done it twice now to Marcus, so he cheekily said, does that mean breakfast and lunch? I said, no. But the tide is definitely receding. I noticed when we were here last time, it did take quite a while for it to go out. This time it seems to be a bit faster, but there might be an extremely low tide. It might be a long travel. So I don't know. I don't know how much longer we're going to be able to fish for. We're just about an hour after high now. I was hoping to get at least 2 hours after high. So I am hopeful that that it's not the end of the session yet, and I am hopeful that we may hit into a fish. But I'll be honest, it's demoralising. It is demoralising. You guys know it. You know what it's like. You come, the conditions are right, the baits are right, the rods are right, everything's right. It's just wrong place. But then I don't know where else. Like I said at the top of the video, guys, I've got no idea where else I could go in these conditions. Yes, I appreciate I could have gone to Hillston, but as I've said, I couldn't get there during the daytime. I don't know. I could have asked, I suppose, but I don't know if Cowden. I know Easington would have got washed off, and maybe it might have been better just going to Easington, getting washed off, fishing off the cliff, and then going back down. It's a lot of hassle. It's a lot of hassle, but it is very close to the car. Blah, 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 all that kind of thing. So I don't know, maybe Easington would have been a better choice. Like I say, Dimlington, I just really don't like the get down. I mean, it was relatively easy, but like I say, if you were to take a tumble, you wouldn't stop until you hit the bottom. Those little knocks are not tide noise. I don't know if they're showing up on camera, but they're not tide noise. Unless it could be rocks hitting the line. I need to go walk down and see how far out the tide's gone in comparison to where I cast. Although these baits have only been out 10, 15 minutes maybe. It's probably just crabs walking up the line, trying to get to the top hook. Just make sure nothing's gone slack. No, we're still tight on both lines. So yeah, like I said, demoralising at the moment. Fingers crossed for a fish of a lifetime in the second half, or last half, or even last quarter of the session. Fingers crossed. We'll keep plodding on. And as always, I'll bring you with me. This is fishing. This is nitty gritty. This is, you know, it's not always, doesn't always go the way you want it to go, does it? And the more you seem to want it to go, the less it seems to do so. So anyway, I'll pop you back on time lapse with some chill out music again. It's probably going to be something orchestral because these time lapses are quite long, and you don't have much choice with long music in the YouTube library. Yeah, I'll see you in a bit. I'll talk to you in a bit. Gutted does not even start to begin how I'm feeling right now. I just lost one in the surf. I didn't think there was anything on it. I thought it was a big ball of weed. And then I saw it, and it was in front of a wave, and it rolled in the wave and it came off. I still wasn't convinced until I reeled it all the way in, and then I saw the state of the bait on the hook. Chewed, but not by crabs. Absolutely gutted. I've got a feeling, however, we're not in very much water anymore. The leads I've been using all night, which were 2 little 4-ounce Namics, they've been holding bottom like champions all night and struggling now. I think they are actually close enough to the surface or shallow enough that the wave's picking them up. But as you can see, we fished through the night. You can't say I haven't put the hours in, you can't say I haven't put the legwork in. We have been here for about 6, 7, 10, 11, 12, plus 5, 7 hours we've been here so far today. I don't think many fishermen would have stuck it out for 7 hours with 0 fish. But we've persevered. We're not calling it quits yet. But I'm not opening another packet of bait. So we're going to give it about another half an hour and we're going to get off home. Well, we're going to go get some breakfast then go home. Unless something drastic happens. But I've got a feeling we're not in very much water. I've got a feeling it's not as deep as it looks now. So, well, I mean, time will tell and we'll find out. And yeah, I am going to flick you back onto time lapse. I'm not going to talk your ear off for 10 minutes because I'm knackered and I'll probably talk complete and utter garbage, or more complete and utter garbage than I normally do. So guys, I'll talk to you in a bit. Well, it seems as though Withernsea has beaten me again. It's 5 o'clock. 7.5 hours we've spent fishing. We've thrown everything we could at it. Nothing. Well, I say nothing. I've definitely, in the last half hour, lost one in the surf. Let's say I thought it was a ball of weed coming in. So I was just reeling, pulled it through a wave, saw the fish got caught in the wave, rolled, hook came out, and then I've just I think missed one. I went to not strike on it because you know I don't do that, but I saw it go, went to reel it in, there were nothing there. Got in, half the bait was gone. Annoyingly, it was the top half up by the hook that had gone. So, yeah, a little bit gutted about that. I've still not proven to myself these hair rigs work, but I will continue to persevere with them. In case you haven't realised, I'm on last cast. The baits that are in now, that's it for me. I'm done. I've got like 1 prawn left, a couple of mussels left, and then a sealed bag of prawns, a sealed bag of squid. They'll both go back in freezer. But the 2 or 3 mussels that I've got left and the 1 prawn that I've got left, that'll go to the crabs. But Withernsea, it's done me again. We've thrown, I've already said, we've thrown as best at it. I don't know when, if I'll be back again. I'm a little disappointed, a little downhearted. We know the middle beaches have fished well in the last 24 hours. I've seen a couple of anglers, one down at Easington, he fished all night and he had 1 little flatty. Another fella at Aldborough, he fished all night and had nothing. So it's the way it goes, isn't it? It's the way it goes. If they ain't there, they ain't there. The only reason we're calling it a night is it feels as though we ain't in very much water, to the point where the waves are being able to pick up the leads off the bottom. So yeah, rather than open fresh bait and things like that, we're going to call it a day. So as always, unless something miraculous happens in this last cast, that's going to be it from me. And if something miraculous does happen, there'll be a picture of it. But as you know, as always, guys, stay safe, tight lines, and hopefully I'll see you next time with some fish. Hopefully this isn't the start of a massive blanking streak, but we all have them, don't we? Until next time, stay safe, tight lines, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you later.